Hello, everyone. Today we are talking with Mark Ginnebaugh, Microsoft Regional Director based in California, Silicon Valley, San Francisco, I believe, somewhere around that area. He will explain that. He has been MVP for a long time. Now he is Microsoft Regional Director, and let's have a chat. Hey, Mark.
Hi, Reza. Thanks for having me. I'm Mark Ginnebaugh. I'm CEO of Design Minds, and as you mentioned, I'm a regional director from Microsoft. That's an unpaid position, but it's a real honor to be part of that group, and you're a new member of that group as well, Reza, and we're happy to have you. And I'm happy to be here talking to you today.
Thank you. Thank you to mentioning it, and thank you for your time. So, a regional director, lots of people, when hear about that, they think it's a position in Microsoft. Can you explain a little bit about that? What is that?
Yeah, it is a little confusing. It's a pretty small but influential program that Microsoft has. I believe there are about 180 RDs worldwide. And they select RDs based on influence, and I find that most of the regional directors who I know spend a lot of time in business-related activities beyond the more technical and community-related activities that a typical MVP would serve in. But it's a role that is not really well defined. There's a lot of latitude, so there's quite a range of capabilities among regional directors, and they're across all different Microsoft product lines.
Correct. So it's more like community activities like MVP, but let's say more high-level view of the whole, let's say, architecture, the whole overview of the technology.
That's right, and they're looking for people in this program who have a range of knowledge, as you described, and who spend time with Microsoft customers, executives, and senior management.
Great, awesome. So the comparison between that and MVP program is MVP is like more specific to, let's say, one single product or one single technology, where the regional director is more like spread across all and talking about architecture part of it.
That's right, and the expectation for MVPs is that they're doing hands-on technical work on a day-to-day basis, and I found that to be true. I became less and less involved in that over time, and when I got nominated for the regional director program, I jumped at that chance because I feel it's in alignment with my day-to-day work.
Correct. And you are running your own business now, right?
Yes, I run Design Mind, which is a data analytics company in San Francisco, Silicon Valley, and also Southern California.
Oh, that's good. And how many people you've got now in your company?
There are 30-something employees plus some contractors.
That's really good.
So it's a good-sized team. About 3/4 of our work relates to Microsoft technologies in one way or another, and the remainder is our big data team, which works with a lot of open source technologies. They're typically running Linux and not Windows, and doing their development in that type of an environment. So more command line and programming, less point and click that you would see from Microsoft technologies. And I didn't mention this, but the regional director program, they want participants who are involved in cross-platform activities as well, because that's something that informs Microsoft and what competitors are doing, what's happening in the open source world, and pros and cons that might help influence Microsoft's product team and roadmap.
Correct. Correct. Awesome. Thank you. And you are running four user groups, or at least co-running four user groups, which are each big. I think each is like 2,000 members in it. Let's explain that a little bit.
Sure. Sure. So I've been leading user groups for more than 20 years, but currently I lead or co-lead four groups. There's the San Francisco Microsoft Data Platform group, the Silicon Valley Microsoft Data Platform group, the Bay Area Microsoft BI user group, and the fourth one, which meets less regularly, is the San Francisco Power BI user group. So we have monthly meetings for the first three of those groups, and then we meet as opportunities present themselves with the Power BI group. For instance, we have Marco Russo in San Francisco presenting an advanced DAX workshop on October 1st through 3rd, and so on October 2nd, he has agreed to speak to the San Francisco Power BI group. He'll talking about data modeling in Power BI.
That's great, and that's awesome work that you are doing for community. For some people who are not, let's say, that much involved in community and they want to get involved, one of their main question is that why we are doing all of these community work for free. Like you are running four user groups, and even if you have like one meeting each month, it's like 4 different days, and it takes a lot of planning, things like that, apart from all other things that you do apart from your day job. These are like all unpaid activities. How you are motivated to do all of these things?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I do it for multiple reasons, and so do most user group leaders. But I'd like to point out that even though I'm leading or co-leading this many groups, there are people within DesignMind who, and also the co-leaders who help run the groups as well. So we've got a system down where we have one email list that reaches out to the participants of all the groups, so we can kind of consolidate the notification. We have a system down for making sure there's pizza at the meeting room, that the meeting rooms are all lined up. People are playing supporting roles there that don't get the public attention, but I sure appreciate the work that they do.
That's great. That's great. Thank you for doing all this community work. For people who want to be an MVP, what is your advice?
Yeah, that's a good question. So the community involvement is a big part of it. So there's technical expertise. You've got to establish yourself as a technical leader. You need to be involved in helping other people learn those technologies, and you need to be pretty selfless in that endeavor. And people who are pushing to become most valuable professionals they're investing a lot of time in it. There's a status that goes with it, but just as importantly, there's access to technology leaders within Microsoft and with each other. It's an incredible network. The MVP network is I found to be very valuable. Access to the Microsoft product team also very valuable to me, to our clients. It's really worthwhile. It's not for everybody. It's not everybody. It doesn't make sense for everybody to strive to be an MVP, but there are people who do want to do that, and they do a lot of good within the community in doing so. They also write books, but lots of speaking, sometimes organizing groups as well, activity and conferences. It's a whole range of educational endeavors.
Correct. So the message for people who want to get into, let's say, MVP, if they are interested, is to get doing lots of technical work that they do already, but involved with the community, conversations, blogging, books, whatever that helps, like running user groups, whatever helps community to learn those and share those information with the community.
That's right. That's right, Reza.
Okay, that's perfect. apart from all of these community activities, MVP and regional director, in your company, you are dealing with, let's say, users who are using Microsoft technologies. How do you see the adoption of Power BI in your client base?
The adoption of Power BI, at least on the surface, is very broad. I mean, many of our customers are adopting it at some level. If you're trying to roll out Power BI in the enterprise, there's a lot more to adoption than just having some analysts start working with the product. Of course, there's a whole Power BI adoption framework that Microsoft has developed. We've done some work along those lines too, adding in visual components to the framework, so that organizations basically establish report and dashboard brand guidelines, how they should look, how they should be organized, what types of visuals should be used when presenting which types of data, and a lot of usability that is in addition to the framework that Microsoft has put together.
That's great. Great. Thank you for that information. So Power BI is serving actually both type of clients, like smaller businesses and also large enterprise organizations, but a little bit different ways. That's great to know.
That's right. It's interesting seeing how an analyst will start working with data and creating something of value to the organization. And the typical scenario that we see, if you're not talking broad enterprise, pre-planned, centrally managed, if it's more the grassroots approach, we see analysts create something of value. As I said, their management gets to see it, they find it valuable, and then the models that they create in Power BI are often then handed off to IT or kind of a joint effort between the business unit and IT in order to take those models, promote them into analysis services or Azure analysis services. Typically, there's more QA that would happen at that point too, because once you have broader use of those reports or dashboards and the numbers become highly relied upon and trusted, they need to be validated more thoroughly. And so we see a lot of that happening, and the enterprises eventually get reuse out of these models across different parts of their organization.
Awesome, great. Thank you, Mark, for your time. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Ignite. It was a pleasure talking with you.
Yep, thank you, Reza. Appreciate the opportunity to talk.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a great day.